Good morning,
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, 10-minute timeout, folks. I'm Dr. Matt. This is
Dr. Amy.
And we are here to help you be the best version of you that you can possibly be. So we're coming at you early this morning. Normally 11:30 is our time slot, but we're off to Toronto today for a hockey tournament. So we are coming at you now to make sure we get our 10-minute timeout in for the day. So today it's going to be awesome. We're going to go in and we're going to sort of piggyback on what we talked about the other day. Hey, Christina, good morning.
Good morning.
We're going to piggyback on, we talked about what's in the fridge. I had tons of comments from people in the office. I ran into somebody in Niagara-on-the-Lake on the weekend I didn't even know who said, hey, I've been watching your videos online. So we're getting just awesome connections. So go to YouTube as well, and you can send those links to your friends. Share, it'll be awesome. So our YouTube handle is 10-minute timeout. So today we're going to talk about how to boost your energy, stabilize your moods, and just overall be happier. We're going to share our top 5 strategies for just stabilizing and boosting energy. And that piggybacks right on the stuff we talked about last time where we said, what's in your fridge, right?
Right. Absolutely.
So probably the most influential thing to do with moods and energy is movement and food. Those are the two most influential things, right? So first of all, I think what a lot of people don't recognize is the fact that we've got such monotonous lives from a posture perspective. That dramatically impacts our mood. Way back in 1983, Dr. Roger Sperry won a Nobel Prize when he discovered that about 80 to 90% of the nutrition and stimulation for the brain actually comes from moving your spine. So when you move your spine, you literally stimulate your mind. It's one organ system, really, your brain and your spinal cord. So that's rule number 1 that we would talk about, is that in order for you to have great moods and good energy, you have to have good, healthy movement in your spine.
Absolutely.
So strategies are change your postures, right?
Absolutely. I mean, you guys probably already know when you're sitting slumped down and then you kind of arch back a little bit, you feel invigorated right there. Get up, move around. I mean, that's the new, when you hear people say sitting's the new smoking, and it's because it actually just depletes everything in your body and really crushes that energy that we want to try to harness. So get up, get moving. Even in the morning, I know lots of times people will do some exercises in the morning to try to work that spine out, get it moving, get everything rolling in your body, and it's a great way to start the day that as far as that goes.
Yeah, I just think too, like, even if I'm at meetings and conferences and everyone's like falling asleep in there because the energy's draining, all the speakers like, hey, everybody get up out of your seat, stand up, put your arms up, bend side to side, get moving. Like, that just tells you, right? If you think about even like a posture of depression, people are slumped over and hunched, which is the same posture of technology and all the rest of it. So we want a posture of life, invigoration, movement, health, vitality. So that's where we got to get up and get moving. So that's tip number 1 to get your energy up and get your moods better, is move your spine. Look it up online. There's tons of great ways to do it.
And all you women out there, they always say if you have good posture, it makes you look 10 years younger.
Hey, there you go. Yeah. Valuable tip. Always looking youthful.
Yeah, get those shoulders back and you'll look 10 years younger.
Good stuff. So tip number 2. Going with the food stuff.
Eliminate sugar. And I know that's a hard one for people, but honestly, if you can start to just take a little bit away every day, it will make a huge difference, because we become so dependent. It's almost like a drug, a crutch in our life, and we ride those sugar highs up and down and up and down. You fill yourself with some sugar, you feel fantastic, and then you plummet really quickly afterwards, and that's the sugar crash that happens. So we want to try to eliminate that, most importantly, because that also impacts our hormones, and that's for males and females. But you want to try to make sure that you level off those sugars. So you can do that by eliminating as much sugar as you possibly can.
So people, like, a lot of time people think sugar, like, we don't eat sugar, we don't eat chocolate bars, we don't eat, all that, we don't add extra sugar, all the rest of it, but sugar's hidden in so much stuff.
It is.
Look on the labels. Even certain fruits drive your sugar level high. Even stuff like bagels, those drive your sugar levels really, really high. So you got to be careful in terms of putting all of those different, like, carbohydrates and refined things into your body. They'll crash. So what do you replace sugar with? What's the main thing?
Fat.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the big one. They call it, fat for fuel. And so for us, we use a lot of coconut oil, and we'll get coconut in there, tons of avocados. You want to try to find those healthy fats and replace it. And
nuts, seeds,
yeah.
Great clean proteins that, like, animal proteins that are raised properly have great fats in them, right?
Absolutely. And so if you can replace some of those sugars, every time you have a sugar craving, you go and you have something that has a higher fat content, you'll actually find your body will switch over really quickly, and that you'll function better, and you won't have those up and down spikes that you will with the sugar. You'll just kind of have a nice even mood all the way across, which is what we're looking for.
Yeah.
Ideally.
And so the biggest thing I would find too is like at night, if I have a sugar craving, I can almost always curb that sugar craving by adding in a little bit of fat and water. Oftentimes those sugar cravings, guys, are just dehydration. So really make sure you're well hydrated.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on to number 3, we want to talk about something that's a little bit less known about, which is called nurturing your adrenal glands, right? So the adrenal glands, you've all heard, I've been running on adrenaline 24/7, go, go, go. And this happens in young kids, even like during exam times in high school, during, like I know for our kids, like hockey playoffs, we're heading out to a hockey tournament, like it's adrenaline, go, go, go a lot of the time. And so you got to be really, really careful to not burn out and fatigue those adrenals. In our world right now, it's super hard not to fatigue your adrenals. It's just a place where it's go, go, go. And to be honest with you, like as much as we slow down and take some time, I like our go, go. Like I love the stuff that we do. I love the way that we're engaged in life. So there's not a huge element where I just want to say I'm going to cut all these things out. So now I have to support that I'm going on adrenaline often. So this is where you need to support your adrenal glands. There's tons of great products out there to help you do that, but you could start to do stuff like have rhodiola tea. You could start to have bee pollen. You could start to have royal jelly. There's
holy basil tea. That's a fantastic tea for the end of the day. Women has some great benefits for women as well. But yeah, you need to give those adrenals a little bit of love.
Yeah.
A little bit of love. A little bit of love.
And so in terms of that, what I would say there is just Google that. There's so much awesome information out there. Just look up supporting your adrenals so that every day you've got good stabilized energy levels. Tip number 4 for increased energy and better moods is intermittent fasting.
Intermittent fasting. You may have heard it. It's it's become a lot more known in the last couple years, but basically what it is you stop eating at a certain period of time at night, and then you don't eat again for an extended period of time. And the idea of that is allowing your body just to kind of shut down, just to relax, so that you ease, you allow your pancreas to relax, you allow your kidneys, your adrenals, everything just to shut
all
down.
All your digestive tract, really,
100%,
right? Yeah, so you want your food for intermittent fasting typically to come in within a certain period of time during the day. So for us, like an 8-hour period. We might not start eating till 11 in the morning. We make sure we're done eating by 8 at night, 7 at night. Yeah. So that's an 8-hour period where you get that food. Then what happens in the 16 hours that you're off is your body literally learns how to use your fat better. You learn how to burn the fat. Your body does some detoxification, so it's a natural detoxification period. And then on top of that, what happens is you get a rest period, right? Like digesting food is a high energy consuming process. You get a rest period in your body to be able to do some healing, where typically if you're always burning energy and always digesting stuff, you don't heal and recover, right? So that's the basics of intermittent fasting. It helps a lot with, is 12 hours enough, or do you have to do the full 16? That's a great question, Christina. I'm not an absolute expert in it, but I would think that the longer you can extend it, the better you're going to be. So it's awesome. We're getting some great stuff coming through here. You guys keep that going. We're going to answer every one of those comments afterwards when we actually go through and have some time to comment on it and get you guys those answers. So tip number 5, I love this category. You got to choose your thoughts, right? Like you have to deliberately decide what you're going to think about. You have to deliberately decide where you want your mind to go every day. You can't wake up every day and just leave it as a crapshoot as to what you're going to think about, what you're going to focus on, what kind of information you want to let in. So I always say it's toxic. It's crazy to start your day reading the news, reading the newspaper, going through all that stuff, and finish your day with it. I know so many people who start their day with all the toxic negativity in the world first thing in the morning. They finish their day with all the toxic negativity, and that's it. You got to choose. What are those life priorities? Go right back to episode number 1 that we had on 10-minute timeout. You got to dedicate your life priorities. Once you know what your life priorities are, you know, whether it's like us, where it's God, family, chiropractic, whatever it's going to be, once you know where those life priorities are, then that's where your thoughts start to go into, right? So you have to choose. There's so many days that the alarm goes off and we're tired too. I mean, we're not, you know, superhuman. What happens is you got to choose to say, hey, it's going to be a great day. Today is the day that I'm going to choose to be happy. I'm going to choose to move life in the direction that it needs to go. Otherwise, you're literally like a wave tossed in the sea back and forth, just reacting to life circumstances. Because life is full of trials. Yes or yes?
Yes or yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Right? There's always trials. There's no question. There are going to be things coming at you trial-wise all the time. But you have to choose what you're going to give your energy to. I listened to a guy one time say that if you wake up first thing in the morning and you check your email and you start responding to all these different emails, what happens is immediately you're on somebody else's agenda and your energy is going in directions that you never intended it to go.
Right.
I mean, I know how many times I intended to get on the computer for 3 minutes and I was on there for over an hour. And so what happens is you have to choose your thoughts deliberately every single day, decide where you want to put your energies, decide where you want to put your focus, and then try to stay there. Of course you're going to get pulled all over, right? That's our theme. There's no such thing as balance. It's like a river.
Right.
You're always being going. But the thing is a river's always moving. You have to choose the direction you're moving in order to keep navigating forward. So those are our top 5 tips, guys, for increased energy and better moods. 1, I'll just recap real quick. 1, move your spine. 2,
eliminate sugar
and increase
fat.
Number 3, nurture your...
Love your adrenals.
Love your adrenals, like Miles says. Give the adrenals some love, right? Number 4, intermittent fasting. All these things, guys, take them to the next level. Google them, check them out, look up some great people. And then number 5 is choose your thought life. You have to deliberately choose it. You guys were made to be great. Don't forget that. You are destined for greatness. And when you deliberately choose how that's going to go, you will be able to live the best possible life. That's why we're here. We realized this week, some guy came on and put a question and I said, what are you guys all about? I said, we are about people becoming their best version of them, period. Not becoming us, becoming the best version of you. The world needs you. Got it?
Here's your 2 challenges. Try to get up 10 minutes earlier so that you can get your thoughts right and plan your day. And then if you're feeling that urge for a sugary snack, grab a Granny Smith apple, because they have the least amount of sugar, with some almond butter, or my new favorite is pumpkin seed butter, which is fantastic, and use that as a substitute in the evening instead, and you will find big difference.
Life will get good.
2 simple things. 2
All right.
2 simple
Love you guys.
challenges.
We'll see you on Tuesday.
Bye.
Thanks for chiming in.